Hey guys, and welcome to the first impressions video of the year. Today we're looking at Human Guise, which is a point and click adventure that tells the story of two FBI detectives. It delves into the past, it's got a very eerie soundtrack, and it looks pretty interesting. I haven't got too far into it because it seems very heavily story based. And I don't want to ruin it for myself, and I don't want to ruin it for you guys as well. So I'm going to be trying to keep the gameplay as minimal as possible while still trying to highlight some issues as well as some things that I really like about the game. As always, we will be looking at the options first and then jumping straight into the action and letting you know what my first thoughts and impressions on this game are. Okay, the options. There isn't really many options to choose from here. Now this is a 2.5D sort of like side-scrolling comic book-esque panel type game, so it doesn't really surprise me that there aren't a lot of graphic options here. Although what I will say is that the options menu highlights a problem with the entire game throughout, and that is the text on text or text on color or whatever you want to call it, but the text doesn't look great in the game, and some of the text that they use to highlight different people talking, it looks awful. It's not been highlighted properly, it's not been done amazingly, and it makes it very hard to read. And there is no, at the time of recording this at least, there is no voice acting in the game. So it can be quite difficult to keep up with what's going on, and if you have very sensitive eyesight, for example, this probably isn't going to be the game for you. That being said, let's jump into the game and show you what I mean. Alright, here we are, we're in the game. Now the soundtrack is really good and the animation is pretty smooth. The biggest problem with this game so far is the text, and what I mean by that is that they're all different colours, but they're not really highlighted properly. They don't sit well on the background, and it can be quite difficult to read, as I mentioned earlier. The simple mechanics of the game is you click on something and it will either do something or it won't, right? You click on an item and it'll either tell you that you can talk to them or you can't. There is some graphic nudity in the game. Granted, it's cartoon nudity, so I've got to be very careful with where I go, and I can't really show you too much more past this bit. We are very early in the game, but you can talk to people and you're a detective in the FBI, and you've clearly got a very dark past that the game wants you to explore whilst doing your job as this FBI profiler. It's not bad. It's something that could be worth your time. It very much reminds me of a game of old, which was Cat Lady, which I watched Jesse Cox play through. And then I think I actually bought the game and played it myself. I could very easily see myself playing this game. And if you like a story-driven narrative that's fairly simple, there's not a lot going on, there's not huge, amazing puzzles this yet, it's just a case of point and click and figure out what's going on. And if you can deal with that text, this could be a game that is worth your time. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.